And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network on this beautiful Thursday as we're getting close to wrapping up September. The first month of school is almost, well, actually, it's over a month of school is already in the books. But we are going to talk Highlander girls golf. We're joined by one of the players, junior Anna McMenamin, and Coach Tyler Van Bruggen. First off, Coach, we wrapped up the regular season on Tuesday with a non-state qualifying, more of a fun round at Cullum.
Yeah, we got such a break. September 15th was the last qualifying meet, and state doesn't start till the 29th and 30th of September. So for those that qualify for state, that's a long stretch without getting to go out and golf. So I just put this one in there as a chance to tune up for those that are still going to state, a chance for everybody else to continue to practice and get better, and then kind of a senior send-off. Say goodbye to our seniors and one last fun meet without any pressure, and I think all the girls on our team anyway would say that it was a fun, relaxing atmosphere and they had a great time.
And how did they do?
They did really well. You could tell that it was a little less stress-free. I could tell by the attitude on the bus on the way there and on the way home, and it was tough. You know, we finished that 18th hole, seeing our seniors, knowing that was it for them, and a couple of them teared up, along with Coach maybe tearing up a little bit too. They're special people that I'm going to miss, and so it was a lot of fun.
Well, Anna, a junior, but you're kind of the old lady on the team because you've been doing this now for 4 years. How did you feel your season went?
I think my season went pretty good. Definitely better than my last year's season, but I've definitely improved over the summer. So it's been a lot of fun this year, and I'm really sad to see the seniors go. I think we all had a pretty good season this year, so.
And getting a chance to see a lot of different courses that you hadn't seen before, because EDC, you're seeing all the Fargo courses and whatnot. So how was that too, just experiencing all that?
Well, it was definitely a change. There's a lot of differences within Class A and Class B, but all the new courses are really nice. The biggest difference is that a lot of them are 9-hole courses instead of 18-hole courses. We only played one 18-hole course this year. I'm kind of sad about it. I really like 18-hole courses, but it's been very different, and some of the courses are very beautiful, very nice courses.
What would you say is a strong point of Anna McMenamin's game? What's your best part of your game?
Right now,
driving the golf cart doesn't count.
Dang it.
There it went.
Right now, I'd probably have to say chipping is probably something that's been going pretty well for me. Then putting happens, but we don't talk about putting.
But that's your strongest point, the short game, the chipping. So now what do you need to work on now as you get ready here and as you look towards your senior year? What do you want to get better at?
Shaving off some strokes from putting is definitely what I think gets me. I think it gets everyone. It's just any mistake can really just change your score a lot.
Right.
So definitely putting is something I'm focusing on next year.
And when you talk about that, Tyler, as a coach with putting, I mean, yeah, there's technique, but is there a lot of mental part of it too? What do they need to work on to get better at that?
Absolutely. I think for a lot of them, it's a different stroke. You know, they're used to hitting that ball on every other stroke, whether it's a drive or a wedge or irons. But putting, I tell them, you're more guiding it. You got to visualize where this ball is going to go. And they all started out just putting right at the hole. And we got to look at the green. Is the grass going at you? Is it going away from you? Is it sloping downhill or uphill, to the right, to the left? And pick a point that you're putting to that's not the hole, and trying to get the ball to that point, and then let the slope of the green do the rest and bring it into the hole. And that's tough mentally, because every other shot they're looking up there and they're just hitting that ball, and they got a lot of room, a lot of margin for error. But putting, we practice a lot. We're okay with 2-putting. That's not going to kill you around at all. We do a drill every day to leave practice. It's called 2-putt to go. We start from the farthest point on the putting practice green, and we pick the farthest pin away, and if you can 2-putt it, you're out of here. You get to leave early today. Okay. And if you don't, we're taking the next closest pin, and we work our way closer and closer and closer. Once you can 2-putt one of them, then you're out of here. But it's ones where you're 3, and we won't talk about 4 putts. That really hurts your score.
Did you get to leave early, any?
Twice.
And you think about it, this just popped into my head. Putting is a lot like basketball's free throw shooting because it's right there. I mean, yeah, like you said, when you're on the tee box, you don't see the hole, you might see the flag, but now you're looking at that little hole is right in front of you. So that's where that mental aspect comes into it too.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like a lot of like free throws, you think it's so easy. It's 4 feet away, but now you're dealing. And wind, does wind have anything to do with
It can, and we've played some pretty windy conditions this year, a couple 30, 40 mile an hour days, and then it'll affect it. I don't think it just got too much of an effect on a 5, 10 mile an hour wind day, but
Right.
yeah, if you just need it to break a little left and it's going into the wind, you're not going to get that little break that you're hoping for at the end of the putt.
Anna, with you, from the time you guys got together and started in the first week in August or end of July to now till Tuesday's meet, did you see some improvement?
I
in the
definitely,
game?
I definitely saw a lot of improvement. Definitely, I think I was still at the beginning of the year getting warmed up from not playing a lot over the summer, and then you get back into it. You're like, I know how to do this. I remember, and then you can focus on those points that you need to work on. It's kind of, and then. Sorry. It's kind of getting back into the flow of
Right,
it, and then
right.
you can go back to those points that you were working on prior
Right.
when you stopped golfing for 2 months.
So maybe you
And
get
then
out
you
a
have
little
all
bit
those
more than
points.
this in the off season.
Yeah, definitely.
This spring and this summer, try to get out there a couple more times.
Yeah.
But one of the we talked about your short games, your strength and putting is where you need to improve on. But just overall, did you your mental aspect? How did you feel you did mentally? Did your confidence get better as the season went along?
Yeah, I'd say it did. I mean, as you get better and better at the game, your mental game also is growing and developing. Because if you hit a bad shot, you know that I can hit that shot better, and you can do it better next time when you have that shot. It's a very mental game. Golf is very mental. It's obviously there's technique and there's you work and you practice, but the only way you can get better is if you have confidence in yourself and you know you can develop and play better than what you just did.
And you mentioned 18 holes. You like 18-hole courses, but with a 9-hole, you get a second chance at a hole that you might have not done well on. So is that something too that is a positive with a 9-hole course?
I'd say that. I think the reason I like 18-hole courses better is because I kind of like all the differences in it, because you get different opportunities to play, different lengths of holes, different how they're shaped, if they're dog leg, if they're completely straight. But the 9-hole courses are nice too, because you get to, if you did really bad in the first 9, you can go back. You go back again. You get to try it again, see how you improved in the last 9 holes.
Well, now, Coach, as you look towards the off season, you said you lose a couple of seniors, so you'll have some girls back. But what is your message to these young ladies as they get ready with the season wrapping up now?
We've got to try to find a way to not put the clubs away now and look at them again. Well, hopefully not in August for the first time next year, but even try to find a way to get out and play before April and May. Some indoor facility of some sort, even hitting in a net, just getting the feel of that swing. Even if you're not out on a course or on a simulator, you can still swing that club and continue to improve. And Anna said she didn't get out a lot this summer, but I know she played a few rounds of golf, and she actually PR'd her first round. Her best round this summer, or this year, was her first round this year. But it doesn't mean she didn't improve throughout the year. When I take the average of the first 5 meets compared to the average of the last 6 meets, her average of the second half was much better than her first half. She was playing more consistent golf, but that comes with getting out there every day and playing and playing and playing. But we can't start that August 4th and expect to have good results at the end of the season. It's got to start earlier.
Yeah, too bad we don't live in Florida. You can play year-round.
Yeah, darn Mother Nature.
But then you got to deal with gators on the golf course, and I'd rather not do that. Tyler, again, and Anna, a fun year. First shot go around in Class B. So now you know what to expect next year, too, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of surprises this year, so hopefully next year won't be everything is brand new. Yeah.
As nerve-wracking, you'll a bit. And two, you got to play with a lot of different young ladies, a lot of different players, and so made a lot of new friends too with that.
Yeah, I made a lot of friends, met a lot of new people.
That was miscongeniality for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of phone numbers and Snapchat, Instagram accounts by the time she's off the course.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what it's all about.
It is. It's just having fun. Well, guys, I appreciate you joining us here this morning. Congratulations on a good year, Coach of the Year, and getting that first year of Class B under your belt. Now you'll know what to expect when you get into next year. Now we need to improve the numbers a little bit, and I know that's something you talked about. With the seniors, let's try to get a handful more.
Replace those 3 with 6 and keep growing the program. That's my goal. Yep.
Perfect. Great. Coach, thanks. Anna, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
Anna
you for having us.
McMenamin, Tyler Van Bruggen, not Tyler McMenamin. That's Tyler Van Bruggen, coach and player from the Valley City Highlander girls golf team. We're back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. And welcome back to Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network, and now talking Highlander volleyball. And joining us from the Highlanders is Maddie Fries and Coach Cynthia Clabo. And we've had a couple of matches since the last time we chatted, Northern Cass, and then here on Tuesday night against Oak Grove. Let's go back to the Northern Cass match, Coach, and how you felt the team played against the Jaguars.
I thought we played super clean. We had a great match. It's hard to go back so far. We had, what did we have? Tuesday we had Oak Grove, Monday was MPB,
Yep.
and then go back however many days to Northern Cass. But I thought we played super clean. We were out, we didn't have Kinley that night, so Maddie stepped it up, played a right side all the way around, which was really fun to watch her play some defense. Morgan went over and played libero, and so, yeah, it was just kind of fun to see these girls step up and play. Like, we knew we were missing a key player, but they played well.
Yeah.
They played super clean.
And that helps having a depth like that. We have someone like a Morgan Larson that can step up. She already is a good defensive player, but she just changed jerseys. Really was the only change in her game.
Right, yep.
And it changed your serving rotation because now Maddie has to serve because Kinley was out as well. Well, let's move ahead to Fargo Grove, a 5-setter, another fun night at the Hack. But and you knew Oak Grove was going to be a tough one. This is a good volleyball team. And how do you defend someone like Foster DeVold that is 5'11" and long arms, is probably about 7 feet when it's all said and done?
Well, ask Maddie. She was over there blocking her. Had a huge block.
Yeah.
How was that?
I like when hitters can hit it because like I feel more confident in my block. So when I'm talking to my middles to come over, and sometimes it's just so fast that they weren't there. I had to believe that I was in the right spot to block her. So
Yeah, she had like 1.5 blocks, I think, here the other night too as
Yeah.
well. And it, like you said, when they hit it hard, that's easier as a blocker than if they, do you read their eyes at all or not? Or you just watch, well, what do you do as a blocker? What's the key ingredient as a blocker?
I try to watch where like her arm is because I want to block her shoulder. So
Okay.
I'm really trying to read her like shoulder, and like if she's like twisting in, I need a block line, or like if is the ball set too far out because she has to go cross. So I have to kind of like read where she is sorta, and like her arm.
Okay. Got a chance to serve last week, and was that new for you? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I think you were thinking it was your time to come out, like, oh no, I have to serve now.
Yeah.
Different mindset with that?
Yeah, well, sometimes I would look, I was like, oh, am I subbing? And then I was like, wait, I have to serve. So it was fun.
Do you like serving though? I mean, is that a strength of your game or not? Because you don't do it as often.
I feel like I can get them over the net. Maybe they're not as like powerful or hard like Kinley's, but
Right.
they can get over the net.
I know you're your own worst critic because even though you have a good game, you're going to think you didn't. But what would you say is one part of your game that you need to work on a little bit here?
Transitioning.
Okay.
And maybe hitting a little bit, but like, it's just so fast compared to what I'm used to. So like, sometimes I'll just be standing there and I'm like, wait, the ball's getting to me. The ball's being set to me, and I'm just standing there and I need to transition faster.
But
So,
even when you do
yeah.
that, though, you have a good eye for the court, and often, if all else fails, hit spot 5,
Yeah.
right? Because
Okay.
nobody's there,
Yeah.
so she's really good at being able to turn her body to get to that down the line,
Okay.
which has given you quite a few kills.
Now, she had at least 2 or 3 like that, I think, here on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
That went that direction. So again, you kind of explained what is transitioning. What does that mean when she says it's transitioning? How can you
So
explain
when the
that?
ball is like passed over the net, like
Okay.
if she's not going to get the ball, she should transition. So you
Okay.
move away from the net to be able to do your approach.
Right,
Right. Because
okay.
if you don't approach, you don't jump as high or be
Yeah.
as aggressive. So yeah.
Have you felt your attacking has gotten better this year?
Yes, I think so. I've been trying to like, I was in the gym this summer trying to like hit, because well, last year I was like, I'm gonna play defense, and then I hit the ball and Clavo was like, no, you're not playing defense, you are hitting.
No.
So
And again, working with Bryn and
Yeah.
having that consistent good setter, how has that helped your game as an attacker, having that kind of a setter?
Bryn has a high IQ for the game, so she calls out plays, or she'll be like, what do you want to run? And I'll just tell her, and I'm really used to her sets being like good, so I can be able to know when she's gonna set to me.
First half of the year is almost done as far as the region is concerned. Lisbon coming up here on Tuesday. What has been the most, I don't know if I want to use the word fun, but what has been the best part of the first 10 matches this year for this team that you've seen, as far as maybe what's, I don't know if a surprise or just what you feel they really excelled at in these first 10 matches?
I think them just being able to push through even when we make a mistake. Like, I mean, sometimes there's a couple in a row and I'll call a timeout and be like, hey, we're better than this, right?
Yeah.
And so they are just really good at like rising to the top
Yeah.
and just keep pushing through. I mean, grit is the word I'd say for this team because they just keep on pushing and they want it, right? Every single one of them are competitors. So even when you see like a face that I tell them to change their face, it's because they want to do good. It's not that they're mad at their teammates, they're mad at themselves because they know they can do better.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, you know you can do better, so ignore that one and get the next one. And they do a really good job of just being able to keep pushing and wanting the next one.
How about confidence level, Maddie? Do you feel you guys are confident that you know every time you hit the floor, you've got a chance to get that W?
Yes, we're one of the best teams, and like there's going to be best teams out there, but we just have to play to our level and believe that we can win. We can't go into a game that, oh, we're going to crush them, oh, we're going to lose. Like, you just have to have that mindset that play to your best. So
I said to somebody the other day, just pretend that's Davies on the other side or a Cheyenne, teams that you knew that were tough teams, even if it is a Lisbon or a Central Cass, and just have that mentality that they're good, they're just as good as we are, right, Coach? Is that another part of the game, is that mental aspect of it, just to forget about really who's on the other side and not just play your game?
Oh, 100%. Like, I probably should be scouting quite a bit more, but at the same time, how does that, like, we got to work on our game, right? We can't change what they're doing, but if we just keep on pushing and making sure our passers can pass, our setters can set, our hitters can hit, our blockers block, right? Like, if everybody does their job, we're great. So, again, I've said a million times to you girls, I think, there's no like sport that's more team.
Yeah.
Like you can't, she'll never get a hit if you don't have a pass, right? And that's where we struggled a little bit on Tuesday, was our passing, right? So when we don't get a pass, it's hard to get a set where you want it to be, and then hitters have to, so
Yeah.
it's important to have everybody working together.
And serving seemed to be pretty good on Tuesday. I only had you down for one, maybe two service errors, so that was a good aspect of the game.
Yes. And I think they know, even one missed serve, I'm like, come on, right? Like,
Yeah.
stop missing serves. You might as well just roll the ball over to them if you want to miss a serve. So they know. And, I mean, nobody wants to miss a serve, right?
Right,
But if
right.
you've gone 4 or 5, I think, what did Sky serve, 9 in a row?
Right in a row and the
So,
set,
like,
yep.
that's huge. Serving's huge. All parts of the
All
game.
parts
I
of the
don't
game.
know, like,
It is.
one.
I mean, I've asked coaches this before. What do you want? A 90, 95% serving? Like, no.
No, 100.
I want 100%. Period. End of discussion. Move on to the next question.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I will. One thing with you, Maddie, too, as a player, and I've asked all the players that have sat in that chair about this, the energy of the crowd and how the student section has been so fun. How much, for you as an individual, does that help your game, getting that kind of energy from the crowd?
it reflects on us, and we want to like bring the energy too. Like in Kindred, we were kind of going down, and then our girls just made a student section, started cheering for us, and we went straight up. So it definitely helps, and it just gets us going, and the adrenaline's going, and we just, yeah.
It's a motivator or a igniter, I guess would be another word for it. Final question, now, you guys are going to be road warriors here for a while. I think 4 out of the next 5 are going to be on the road. Of course, they had the one match that got switched with Northern Cass. Are you kind of excited to see what this team can do away from this building now and get a chance to get on the road and play these teams away from them? Because you're in good situation right now, but now we got to see what they can do on the other side, in a different gym.
Right, yeah, we've got a little target on our back, I think. So talking about fans and stuff, it'd be nice if the school would put a fan bus out or
There you
something
go.
and
There
bring
you
them
go.
up, right? So
Yep.
it would be really awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I think they're just gamers, right?
Yeah.
They just want to play.
Yeah.
So let's play wherever we are. Try to we always talk about playing super clean. So by doing that, we're good. So hopefully they can keep on doing that.
Here's the last tough question. Has this
Just
team
for
hit its... maybe. You could both answer it. Has this team hit their peak yet?
No. I don't think so.
Maddie?
Not even maybe.
Do you think so? No. You don't want to say
Not-
yes 'cause she's...
I don't know yet. I feel like we could definitely hit another level.
Right.
So
And-
there's always the next level.
Right. You said you want them to play clean, so that's the goal, is to have that. What would you consider clean?
Like a perfect pass, you have a
Sure.
set, you
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
nice hit, right? Like being aggressive constantly. Nora, I know, is becoming more aggressive, keeping that ball in front of her head. Katie Burchell is swinging a lot harder.
Right.
I just think everybody can just, like, you can swing harder. Transitioning will make you swing harder. Like, there's another level we can all get to,
Right.
for sure.
And our serve receive is really good, so I'm
Okay.
happy for our passers.
Okay, yeah, and you don't get that first pass,
Yeah.
your offense goes
Yep.
into the tank.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. You give up a point and you don't get a chance to play a point. So, well, now it's coming up Lisbon here on Tuesday. That's next up. They're on the road at Lisbon. So yeah, we'll load up a fan bus or a van or something.
Yeah.
And it's only an hour drive down to Lisbon, so it's not that far to head down there and watch this team as they wrap up the first half of the region season, and then get started with the second half. So good luck here on Tuesday night, ladies, and thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank
you.
you.
Cynthia Clabo, Maddie Freeze joining us from the Highlander volleyball team. Back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here at Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network, and now joining us is Coach Jessica Gregerson from the Highlander cross country team. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you get a run in the morning at all?
I do not. No.
I just say, hey, you're a cross country coach. Get a chance to get out, and you do, but not right away in the morning. Some other time. Being a mom and a coach, you're just
Yep.
way too busy, and a teacher. Let's talk about the Bill Jansen here that we
Yep.
had you the other day, and I looked it up this morning. I'm thinking around 174 varsity runners for boys,
Yep.
and 160 for the girls, 130 both sides, junior varsity. Good gravy.
Yes.
How was the day
Yes.
overall, though, for you, Coach?
It was good. It had rained, so the course was a little wet. So, but the kids think that's kind of fun. They to run through the mud and whatnot. My concern was I told them just be safe, right? We don't want falls and injuries to happen because of that. But they went out, they competed strong. We had a lot of really strong finishes. Our course finishes on a pretty long uphill, and we practiced running hills, and we saw that come through. They had really nice finishes into the finish line.
I think on the boys' side, we finished as a team third among Class B
Yep.
schools, and Jack Sorby, I think, was fifth among Class B runners.
Yes. Yep.
How encouraging is that as you get ready for the region, which is coming up here in about 2 weeks,
Yeah.
to see that kind of finish?
Yeah, it's awesome. The boys team, as a team, they're setting some high goals for themselves. Their goal was actually to be in the top 3 among Class B schools at that
Okay.
meet, and they did a really nice job. Unfortunately, Simon got sick, and so we ended up having Carter Coughlin slip into that 5th spot, and he did a fantastic job, so they still ended up 3rd as a team. So that was awesome to see that they are working together as a team, they're pushing each other as a team, and yeah, that's been fantastic. Yeah, for regionals, I think, starting to look at where we're falling in the standings and setting some goals among that is pretty fun to do.
On the girls' side, how did you feel that they raised? I think Addie Fetch got a chance to come back. I don't know
Yep.
if she'd been out for a little bit, but she was back in, at least getting a chance to get back on the course.
Yep. On the girls' side, we had multiple girls kind of working their way back from either being sick or injured, and so it was kind of a rebuilding meet for them, just getting out and competing and getting back on the course. So yeah, we had some nice finishes there. Brenna Storley ran her course PR for our course there, and Marissa Hofferth ran her season best. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we had some good stuff there too.
And I think JV, I think Camden Kapperman had a real good race.
Yeah, yep. And she's also working her way back from injury, so she ran that 4K race. And yeah, she was our one and only meet placer. She placed 20th.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. But yeah, she also ran her season best and course PR there. So Yeah, she did a fantastic job.
Now, coming up this weekend, the border battle up in Grand Forks, I think in Lincoln Park.
Yep.
And is that a hilly course or pretty flat?
It's pretty flat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right on the river there in Grand
Okay.
Forks, so it's pretty flat. But the kids love the race. It's a huge race. We have schools from Canada, North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. And they also do it as kind of a region battle. So they'll take the top 5 runners from North Dakota, make them a team, score it, and then same with Minnesota and so on. And then the winner of the region gets the paddle.
Okay.
The big border battle paddle. So
The border battle paddle.
yep.
That's hard to say.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hard to say. And it's ironic, or not ironic, but interesting. Your season's kind of winding down there.
Yeah.
You got another meet coming up here on Thursday of next week as well. So it's busy time, and then it's the regional up in Cooperstown.
Yep. Yeah. We have 2 regular meets and then regionals, which is crazy. But yeah, it's good. We kind of revisited our goals this last week. Said, okay, we are officially 5 weeks through the season. We have essentially 5 weeks left. And so yeah, we revisited and kind of set some new goals based on what we've done so far. And so yeah, they're focused and they're ready.
With those new goals? Are they attainable? That you feel that this group can do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they know they got work to do, and they want to stay healthy. That's the big thing. Like getting to the finish line healthy and ready or getting to the starting line.
I was gonna say.
Getting to the starting line healthy. That's what we want to do.
Because
so.
you better get to the finish line.
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
That means you're somewhere along the course. We got to find you if you didn't get there. Oh, but good. Again, the border battle coming up this weekend, and I think we're exactly 1 month away from state.
Yep,
So
we are.
In Jamestown. So still a lot of running left to be done.
Yep.
And what do you hope, like with this weekend with the border battle, which is kind of a fun? What do you hope that they can get out of a race like this?
Yeah, I hope our runners who have been kind of battling through being sick or injured just kind of get back to feeling confident about where they're at. And our runners who have been strong the whole time, I hope that they can, maybe run better at border battle than they did last year, right? And keep seeing that progress.
Is a flatter course better for someone who's coming back off an injury?
Yeah, in general, it's just going to be a little less stress on the body.
Okay. I'm thinking of
Yep.
psyche as
Yep.
well too.
Yep.
But all right, well, we got the border battle coming up this weekend up in Grand Forks at Lincoln Park. And Coach, again, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach Jessica Gregerson from Highlander Cross Country back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. And back here at Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network, and joining us now, a couple of members of the Highlander football team, wide receiver Derek Shape and head coach Chad Smith joining us. And I guess always we start with you, Coach.
Okay.
32-0 victory here to start the for homecoming here on Friday night. You and I got a chance to chat a little bit here at the JV and junior high match game on Monday night, but your overall thoughts on Friday night's game?
I finally thought we played all 3 phases really well in the game. We had a couple punt returns that almost went back. Kickoff had a great job. I thought Hunter Undham played really good for kickoff for us, had a couple great tackles. We played really good offensively, and then we played very solidly defensively. So was very happy with the effort. I thought our energy and enthusiasm was extremely high for a homecoming game, which was good, and that's the way we need to play all the time. So I'm excited to see what we get into this week, and I thought we've had a pretty good week of practice so far, so we've got to keep that enthusiasm and effort at an all-time high, because when we do that, we play really good football. When we allow ourselves to get down or think about the plays, and we go in the tube really quickly. So like I've told you, we've been in range of both teams. So if we can figure out how to keep that emotion on our side and high, I think we're a pretty dang good football team. So.
And you look at your 2 wins, you did it 2 different ways. You had the running game that worked against Sargent County, and here the passing game was a top dog here against MPCG. So is that something good too as a coach? Like, hey, we can get that balance on offense if we get them both working at the same time. Look out for the Highliners.
100%, because then it opens up the box for you, right? It forces guys to get outside the box. You know, Mayport was definitely loading the box inside. For some of the people that may not know what loading the box means is they weren't playing much of a one high safety look, and if they were playing him to the boundary or to where multiple receiver side, and then they were packing 3 linebackers into the box. So it makes that really hard. They have more numbers than you have because you have 5 offensive linemen and your running back and a quarterback. But usually if your quarterback's not involved in the run game either, then they have a numbers advantage. So football is all about a numbers advantage, grass, field, all that sort of stuff that really ranges into it. And so, you know, they gave us some things, and obviously they gave us an open middle of the field, and that's why he striked for 2 touchdowns the way he did. I mean, you know, it was a great throw and catch, but at the same time, that's what the defense gave you, too.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about those throw and catches, Derek. 84-yarder and a 49-yarder. Your only 2 catches of the night. Not bad. 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sounds like Randy Moss numbers.
Not bad.
Not bad. That's okay. I mean, you might get player of the game. I don't know. But I'd more give it to your quarterback because he got you the ball. But that's just me. That's just me. But no, on that first one, on the 84-yarder, are you thinking, don't drop it. What's going through your mind when you know you got a step or 2 on the defensive back and Hudson laid out a perfect ball?
Yep, it was just the perfect ball in the prime spot, and all I was thinking was there's no safety, so that's always a good look when you get on the line. So there's a very good possibility that the ball will come your way, and then it's just don't overthink it, but then you can't underthink it and mess up on those easy balls like out in the middle of space where.
And as a
there's no one
receiver,
at.
you got to catch it first.
Yep, that's the big thing.
That's the big thing because you know you're going to run. And I even said it. When I was watching the video, I think, oh, sprinter speed. He's got this one. There he goes. Unless he had a sprinter behind you that could catch you. But and then on the second one too was another nice throw. That was more of a sideline route, if memory serves.
It was another post.
Another post.
Yeah.
But again. The ball hit you where it was supposed to hit
Yep.
you. How have you seen Hudson now here, and now 3-4 games in as a sophomore, how he's improved at quarterback?
I think he's gotten comfortable with himself, and that's good because it really showed on Friday with his balls they were throwing perfect for the ones that I had, and he was just getting more comfortable. And then that one hit he took, he kind of got a little hyped up for that, which was good.
How have you felt that your game has gone overall this year? I know the game's been kind of been back and forth, but just you as Derek Shape, what do you want to work on here in the last half of the year?
Just keep going, and if running works, run works. If throw works, throw works. You got to keep the team on their toes. Otherwise, if you just run the whole time, they'll just stack the box, and then you get them in the backside, or you start throwing, and then they start opening up the box. So I think it's been a pretty good year so far.
Coach, is Derek one of those guys you want to get him the ball in the spaces? You want to get him the ball. He's one of those playmakers that you need to get him the ball as quick as you can.
We've talked about that quite a bit in fall camp, and even too of who are going to be our weapons. When we got into fall camp and we could start seeing the team truly together as a coaching staff, because we went to VCSU camp and you think you got pieces and whatnot, but you don't have everyone at VCSU camp. Right. So when we sat and got to looking in fall camp, it was Derek Shape, it's Corbin Powell, it's even Caleb McLaughlin. I know he hasn't unloaded for a lot of things yet, but we've got some guys that have some really good skill positions for us that we've just got to figure out how to meld that. And it took, I don't want to say, losing Jackson was tough on us, right? And so it took a week for us to figure it out. And Andrew did a great job at quarterback. And Andrew's, such a selfless guy. I mean, he's all about the team, and he's played really good at safety. If you haven't watched him play, I mean, Andrew is the glue that's holding a lot of the defense together. And so he was forced into that quarterback position in a week that we just needed someone to do it. And then, we got Hudson up to speed. And since Hudson started to learn and grasp the offense, now understanding, hey, what do we want to take advantage of in the box? What do we want to take advantage of in the perimeter? We've become a lot more multiple. And that's a good thing because hopefully we can keep on layering more and more things on it. And I know some people are like, hey, it's all you're doing is one play at a time. Well, yes, but eventually you got to get the box loaded. You got to do something else. There's a give and a take to all of it, right? There's a give and take to it on defensively, right? You can ask these guys too. We've run a multiple of different fronts and formation or in blitzes now, and now it's time to change the blitz patch or change the rotation or field blitzes more than boundary blitzes or vice versa off of those sorts of things. So now it becomes the cat and mouse, and the fun part of coaching, right, is going, okay, we're going to go back and look at the last 5 games and go, okay, what have we given up? What are teams going to try to attack from you? How do we shore those things up? And if we can continue to do those things, we could be a pretty good football team if we do those things. And this week's a huge Region 1 matchup. I mean, huge. Right. I know a lot of people aren't talking about it. Everyone talks about EEK and Lisbon, and that's a huge matchup down there too. But this is a big matchup for us and for Hillsborough. I mean, it's potentially a playoff game.
Right.
Right. It's about as very close as you can get as I shouldn't say as early as the season is, because we're in the middle of the season now.
Right.
But it's a huge matchup. So we're excited about going out there and seeing what we can do against the Burros and see if we can put a good product in the field and come away with a victory for sure.
Derek, offense, defense, which one do you like better?
I'd say offense. Just it seems like you get a lot more energy.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have big things on defense, it's the same way. So it kind of goes back and forth. But I like offense.
You like, and you get a chance to get a pick six. I can't wait
Yeah.
to see. That's something you'd like to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure coach is like, we could do that. We could do that. You like to see that.
Well, he had an interception, a sack, and a tackle for loss, or 2 interceptions, sack, tackle for loss in Friday night's game too. I mean, when I went back and watched the film, I was like, holy cow, you just don't see a lot of kids that do that on both sides of the football. It was pretty impressive.
Let other guys play, will you? Just let other guys get in there. Defensive line is, for you guys too, in the backside of the defense. How key is it for those guys to get pressure on the quarterback and do their job up front to help you guys on the backside?
That's a big key to it, because we can play coverage, but if this quarterback never gets pressured, he can just sit there all day, and that makes our coverage easier too, because then they have to either get a ball out quick and it's not as accurate, or the possibility of them getting sacked, and then the energy for us gets up and they kind of go down a little bit, which is always a plus.
What would you say is going to be the toughest thing with Hillsborough now? What are they going to bring to the table that's going to be really something that's keeping you up at night?
Their offense is very similar to Mayport, but I think they're better, if that's a way to say that as a coach. Their quarterback, number 15, is a good athlete. He gets out of the pocket, he moves, he scrambles, he makes things happen. So we got to figure out how to contain him. That's what our job is on defensively anyways. So we're seeing an offense that's similar for the last couple weeks now. Mm-hmm. So I've really gone back and looked at, okay, what am I giving up defensively? Or I shouldn't say what are we giving up as a defense? And so how do I scheme that a little bit better to allow us guys to be in a good position so we don't get burned for a deep one? We've got to tackle really well. If we don't tackle very well, we're going to be up, in a place we don't want to be to. So if we tackle well, we'll be okay defensively. Offensively, they're going to give us another one high look, but it's a better defense than what Mayport did. They're not going to give us cover 0. They're going to load the box, but they're not going to load it that much. Their corners play off man or zone at times, so we've got to be able to strike when we see the right opportunities and know when it's man versus zone, so we can get those bigger strikes. And I think we got a few things lined up offensively that can help us attack things and be more multiple. So that would be the calling cry on offense. And we need to run the football. I'm a guy that's always huge on running the football. I've said it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And if we're that big up front, we've got to continue to run the football, because then it'll open up the pass game as you go. I'm a guy that goes run first, pass second, versus pass to run the ball. Now, they come out in the game and they're going to load 7 in the box. Okay, yes, you're going to take what a defense gives you, but we still got to make hay on the run game at some point too. And I think we got 2 luxury at 2 tailbacks with Caleb and Corbin Powell that we can take some time off of that. And I'm glad that to see on defensively Jack Lee Roots being able to work in there and give our guys some blows. Getting Gerlach back helps us, because I think that helps us on special teams to be able to maybe get Corbin or Caleb off the field at times so they can get a blow. So excited to see that we're getting healthy, so now we can actually rotate our dudes in special situations and get them the blows that they need to get.
Coming out the field after a victory on homecoming, Derek, as a student and a player, how big is that and fun was it?
Good feeling, especially on homecoming. Everybody wants to win their homecoming. Well, every game, but homecoming especially there's a lot more people there, and just that's a great game to win.
2-3 now on the season, 2-1 in the Region 1, more importantly, and now we got Hillsborough Central Valley coming up here on Friday night, and let's keep this train rolling. I mean, let's not stop at one in a row.
I would love to have another Sunday, Monday that like I had this week. The Eagles won, you guys won on the road. Actually, all the Dakota schools that traveled west all won. So, and then we won. I mean, it was a good Monday.
Hey, Vikings won, so I was happy.
Yeah, Carson Wentz played really well. Yes.
First, so if we can have something like that again, we're good. We're good to go. But we'll see what happens this weekend. But Friday night, 7 o'clock, right?
Thought you were going to shake my hand.
Oh,
I was like,
shake
oh,
your hand.
gosh.
Yeah, I can shake your hand too. I can shake your hand. But Friday night, 7
Yes.
o'clock in Hillsboro. And don't worry about streaming. Head out there. Head to Hillsboro.
Yeah,
You'd
come on
love
out.
to
We
see the
need,
blue
we
and
need
white
as
in the
many
crowd.
blue as white. There's a lot of blue and white because
'Cause they
Hillsboro
are
blue
too.
and white too, but it's a different shade of blue. So.
Right. So head up there. It's not very far. It's going to be a beautiful Friday night. What better way to spend a Friday night than watch the Highlanders win a region football game, huh? Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Paul.
it.
Thank you.
Chad Smith, Derek Shape joining us from Highlander Football. Back with more Coaches Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander TV Network. Back here on Coach's Corner here in the Highlander TV Network, and joined now by Matt Nielsen from the Highlander tennis team. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
A lot better day than the last Thursday's possible home match.
Yes, so we did get canceled last Thursday because of the rain, and then Friday was the homecoming parade, which is still rain, but the tennis players had a lot of fun doing the parade that day, and we threw out tennis balls, and we do that every parade because we just want more tennis balls in people's hands and just get a little more excitement about tennis, which is working because, like I've said before, we have record numbers for boys, so tennis excitement's great in this community.
And this has been a busy week because Thursday's match got moved to Monday with Wahpeton.
Yep.
And then you had Fargo North Tuesday. You got Davies coming up tonight. What does this team need to do to get back on track, Coach?
Well, on Monday, Wahpeton was one where we had circled where, hey, Wahpeton is a good team, and they're gonna finish the year probably above 500 on the EDC. So they did very well, and Amanda should deserve she does deserve Coach of the Year, I think, from what I've seen, because they've always been bottom of the barrel, and I mean for the last 12, 13 years, and they haven't had it above 500 for a long time. So she's done an amazing job with that crew. But that day, our players didn't show up, and I think it was they knew that this was a winnable match, and I think that really got in their heads of like, I have to perform, and if that's your mentality, you're just not going to perform. Mm-hmm. So we had a rough day on Monday, and then we had to turn around on Tuesday and play, and I laid it all out in my report for that night of what happened that day, and then on the bus ride to Fargo North, I had them all read it. I go, I don't care if you read it already, you need to read it again, and we talked about where we need to be and where we need to go. And at Fargo North is a 5-2 team. Actually, after they beat us, they're a 6-2 team. But we put a scare in a lot of spots because we just played the game of tennis and we stayed in the moment. We didn't let distraction bother us. We didn't let one bad point bother us. We didn't let pressure points bother us. So we had many matches that are really close. Yes, we lost 8-1, but in doubles, Cole and Connor came back from 5-2 down in the second to win the second set and force a super tiebreak. Didn't win that super tiebreak. At 3 doubles, we had set points. Couldn't get that match. So there's 2 of the doubles matches that we were right in. Quinn Kruger got up 5-2 in the second set in singles against an all-state player. Didn't finish that set off, but he was right there. And then at 5 singles was probably the match of the day, and I'm glad he was the last match on. Greg Kosowski's an 8th grader, but he was the last match on. The Fargo North was very gracious, and they had their senior night.
Okay.
So they allowed the coaches and our varsity players all eat in their pulled pork sandwiches, so we didn't need to go out. So since the JV finished early, they went to McDonald's, but they still got to us before Gray got done, and they all got to watch Gray's end of the second set and his super tiebreaker. But they saw Gray never give up on a point. They saw Gray chase balls down and just hit them deep middle like they're taught to do. Like, hey, when you're in trouble, you get the ball in, you get the ball deep. If you do that, you kind of reset the point and you take the advantage away from your opponent. But if you just don't hit the ball back in play, you can't win if you don't get it back in play. But Gray never gave up, and his whole team saw him that entire tiebreak, never give up. never have a attitude of like, this moment is too big. He just kept playing his heart out, and that's what we want to have happen is don't worry about that score. You just work your tail off every point, and everybody got to see that. So I think that really it made the whole team proud of Gray,
Right,
but it really
right.
invigorated the team going, I can do that too. Like what he just
Right.
did, that wasn't skill. Like if they watched him, he wasn't hitting bomb topspin forehands. He wasn't coming up and hitting drop volleys. It was pure determination and just, I'm going to win this next point, which, I mean, to win in tennis, that's step one.
Right.
Step two could be the rest, but you have to have that will to, I'm going to do everything I can to win this point, and he showed that the entire time, so couldn't be prouder of Greg Kosowski in that match.
That can be infectious. Just like they say, hitting is contagious. That can be contagious, seeing that.
Well, and we hope and so. So today is our last home match, and it doesn't matter if we win or lose today when it comes to the standings.
Yep.
So we are going to be the 8th seed. We're going to host Fargo South on Monday at 4:30. Regardless, if we beat Davies 9-0 or we lose 0-9,
It doesn't matter,
we're hosting
right.
Fargo South on Monday at 4:30 because that's where we are in the standings. So today we're going to play seniors again. So we'll have Jackson Eisen and Evan Schroeder will be up with the varsity today, and they'll get just recognized at the start of the match, and then they'll play some exhibition up there. So I'm going to get Jackson and Evan matches up there, and then also my plan is today too is that Colin Hoff and Andrew Hoff, I'm going to give them an exhibition doubles match. So those two brothers, that'd be their one match they get to play in their high school career as brothers, as teammates. So I'm gonna make sure I get them a doubles exhibition match today. But we're still getting a lot of kids experience because we need to come up with the best lineup for Monday, and it might include 7th and 8th graders. It might include all the seniors, but we need to make sure we have the right lineup on Monday to hopefully be able to take care of South and move on to the regional tournament for the first time in 3 years. So that's the goal. So Gray, after that performance, Gray's playing in both. Gray's going to play doubles with Beck Dietrich today, so that's 2 8th graders. Gray will also play singles. Andrew got the win against Fargo North, so he's going to play singles as well. And then we're going to try Kellen and Cole up at number 1. They haven't played together all season, but I was just like, you know what, I just want to see what happens when those two play doubles together. So we're going to try that, since like I said, it doesn't matter if we win or lose the overall this match. What matters is that we're the best we can become regional. So that's the game plan today. And then on Saturday, we have the JV regional tournament in Fargo, which should be a lot of fun. So we'll have 10 players going to that and getting some great tournament experience.
Is it a 3-2 when you get into that play-in?
Yep.
To get into the regional?
Yep, so that play-in on Monday is a 3-2 lineup, which means you play 3 singles and 2 doubles, and kids only can play one or the other.
Right.
And the rule is your 1 singles is better than your 2 is better than your 3.
Okay.
Your 1 doubles is better than your 2 doubles, but it doesn't matter. I could put my 1 through 4 all into doubles if that's our
Okay.
right lineup, or I could put my 1 through 3 in singles, or I can go 1, 3, 7 in singles. It doesn't matter as long as
Right.
one's better. So, like, coach, it is a strategy game. It's a guessing game of what the other coach is going to do and how to counteract that. So you got to figure out what is your best odds to win 3 matches, and sometimes you have a lineup where you put all of your eggs into 3 baskets and go, that has to be it. And other times you're like looking at them like, we're going to spread it out so that we have a shot to win 5. So if you put these kids over here, I'm going to win these 3. But if you put your kids here, I'm still going to win this one and these 2. So
Okay.
we haven't decided yet if what our lineup's going to be, so we're going to wait to see how today goes, and then as coaching staff and our captains and the team, we'll discuss what's the best route to win, so that way we can have that in our head, and then have practice Monday or Sunday evening for about an hour, 15 minutes, just to get the blood flowing, get a couple of hits in, understand what our game plan is for South, and then we'll play South on Monday.
Do you feel, I think I've asked you this question before, being able to mix and match with your lineup, having the depth to do that has got to make it easier for you as a coach and as a coaching staff to do it, or does it make it harder?
Well, it's a blessing and a curse. A lot of times when you're like, these are our 7, it makes it pretty easy to figure out what you're doing.
Right.
But right now, we literally have 10 that 7 out of those 10 need to play, but us as coaches have to make the decision of where's the right spot and who's not going to play. So it actually makes it a little more difficult as a coach when you have 10, because now how do you get kids playing time, one, and how do you not second guess yourself? So if we put out a lineup on Monday and then we don't win, how do we not second guess and go, well, I sat these 3 kids, what if I would have put one of those in? So I think it's a little tougher, but you know what, it's a blessing to be deep enough to have the issue.
Right.
So there's been some years it's been like I have 6
Done.
Done. But we need 7. So how
Right.
do we do it? But so it's a blessing to have 10 that can really play the game.
All right. Well, Coach, good luck today and Monday. So hopefully next week we're talking a little regional tennis.
Well, I'm
So
hoping-
you won't be here then.
I'm hoping I won't see you next Thursday
Good.
because that means if I don't see you next Thursday, that means we won on Monday because a regional tournament for a team will be on Thursday. So
Okay.
if I see you Thursday, it's not a good
It's
sign.
not a good sign. So I don't want to see you Thursday.
Good.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, appreciate
You
it.
bet. Coach Matt Nielsen from Highlander Tennis. Back to wrap things up here in Coach's Corner in the Highlander Activity Network. Well, we're going to wrap things up here in Coach's Corner. Again, want to thank everybody that joined us. Another great show here on Coach's Corner today with Coach Tyler Van Bruggen, Anna McMenamin from golf, Derek Shape, Chad Smith joining us from Highlander football, Maddie Fries and Cynthia Clabo joining us here from volleyball, and of course Jessica Gregerson from cross country, and Coach Matt Nielsen from Highlander tennis. So again, we are done as far as events until next Tuesday when volleyball will be back here at home against Kindred. That'll be our next broadcast. So have yourself a great weekend. Again, want to thank our technical director and camera operator today, Beckett Ness, and you joining us here each and every Thursday. We'll be back next Thursday morning at 7:30